Hello, my name is Frank Roser. I'm a coach from Germany, born and raised there. And since July 2017, I work as a graduate assistant for UTEP football. I spent the 2017 season on the offense side of the football and worked with QBs and wide receivers. And in 2018, I worked on the defense side of the football with the D-line over spring and the safeties over fall, and also with the special teams for the whole season, which was overall a great experience. I just want to say thank you, whoever takes the time to watch this video. I simply love coaching and try to become the best I can be to help others to become the best that they can be. And my whole dream and goal is to get as far as possible and learn as much as possible. So the way this video is structured, I'm going to start with footwork, then we go to throwing motions and throwing drills, and then some plays, and I will explain how the quarterback should process and hopefully use the right footwork that I teach him in the drills. The first drill is a pocket movement drill. So the important thing is that the quarterback, it doesn't matter which movement he's gonna do, has to have his eyes downfield. I show him different directions. We have different moves: step up in the pocket, move to the left, to the right, roll out, escape the pocket. Important thing is that the QB tries to be as balanced as possible, have his eyes downfield, and when he throws, I want him to be balanced. In different variation of the drill, he can throw outside of the run. That would depend on the situation. The way this drill is set up is that the quarterback either can step up straight forward in a 45-degree angle horizontally, or he can escape the pocket. But to me, an emphasis was that for this particular drill, we want to get to balance, or we want to come to balance first and then throw. Obviously, depending on the situation, the quarterback can throw out of the run as well. So this quarterback here is doing a really good job following my directions and keeping his eyes down the field. However, I told him that his base should be wider all the time, so he's not clicking his cleats, and keep a good base so that if he wants to throw the football right now, he's in a good position to do so. The next quarterback is doing also a very good job. He has quick feet. He is doing a great job keeping his eyes downfield. What I did not like was that he loses his balance at the end of the throw. So he was not stepping towards the throw, and I definitely want my quarterback to go with his whole body towards the target and not be off balance. On this rep, the quarterback does a good job in transitioning. However, I do not like the way he spins out of the pocket, how he escapes. We never know what the pocket can bring. So it was okay that he did that movement, but what I wanted from this drill, that if a defender attacks his front shoulder, he spins out over his right and then rolls out. Obviously, I as a coach made a mistake on that rep because I told the QB to throw it the wrong target. I do never want my quarterback to throw against his running motion or across the whole field. That's not what I want to do. That was my mistake as a coach, learning every day. The next drill is a progression drill. The quarterback's footwork should lead him through the progression, and I try to time the QB's footwork with the route timing of the receivers. So therefore, the quarterback knows when his internal clock is ticking out, so he knows when to throw the football away or to take off and run. In that particular concept, the first read is the X receiver, the second read is the H receiver, and the third read is the Y receiver. The Z wide receiver, the vertical route, is a pre-snap yes or no, and the running back is based on game plan or on the opponent's defense, an option. But for this particular drill, the base concept of this scheme is X, H, Y. The QB takes his drop back and goes through the progression. So if the first target does not raise the hands, then the quarterback goes to the next progression. If no target raises the hands, which would indicate that it's open, he would just take off and run, because that's what the internal clock tells him. It's ticking, there's no more time, take off and run. So if the first target lifts the hands, then he should throw it immediately. The first target lifts his hands, the QB is on balance, he takes a rhythm drop back and hits it. In the second rep, now the first rep is not open, so he throws it to the second one. That's simply the drill that we ran there for this particular concept. So the rhythm drop back, the second step should be really small, and here the QB does a good job. So the second step of the drop back should be small, so that he is balanced on the third one and could throw it immediately. Quarterback is at balance. He hitches up in the pocket. This is what we will see later in the footwork drills. I do not want big hitch steps. I want like more foot fire steps, so that we are always as much balanced as possible. Last rep, the quarterback does a good job going through the progression. However, I would like him to keep his base a little bit wider, so because he should not click his cleats. Same drill with a different progression. This time it's from Z to H to Y. Same drill. First target lifts his hand, quarterback throws. Here he could have a little bit more shoulder replacement. Takes a good drop back, flips his hip, go through the progression. That was a better follow through shoulder replacement. This quarterback here was off balance, and because it was too big, he did not have a proper weight transition, did not make a step with his front foot, and therefore the throw did not look like a proper throwing motion. The second rep from him was way better with a good shoulder replacement. The next couple of drills are just some warm-up drills and some footwork drills that I like to do to teach my quarterback a proper base. A proper base to me is from the waist down, we want to have some knee bend, and from the waist up, we want to have a straight back. So we're always in a good football position and a good throwing position. On the first rep, my quarterback is just dropping down the line. I try to get this ball out at the end of the drill, a little ball security as well. On the second one, I give him command to flip his hips. Everything is nice and easy, nice and smooth. And on the third one, I let him come to balance and let him do a drop back again. These next couple of drills are what I call line jumps. I want to teach my QBs quick feet in the pocket so that we can go through our progression while gaining ground, resetting our feet and hips pretty quick to be able to move around in the pocket. So what I teach my quarterbacks is try to perform these jumps as quick as possible. First we do it with both legs, then we do it single-legged, and I still want my QBs to have her eyes downfield and hold the football as tight as possible to the body. These are base jumps. I do not want my quarterback to lose contact with both feet at the same time in the pocket. However, I just want to teach him quick feet. On this one, we start working on flipping our hips to go through the progression. This is what I call square drill. I want to have a proper quarterback throwing position. From waist down, I want to have knee bend. From waist up, I want to have a straight upper body. And the first version of this drill is walking. So I want to give my QB a feeling of how the quarterback position should feel, of how a good base position should feel. On the second version, we start foot firing. So again, we work on quick feet. This is what I want from my quarterbacks. I'm not a fan of big hitch steps. So on the third version, we're going to start gaining more ground while we do these exercises. The fourth version is that we really sprint forth and backwards. We really want to take off to gain ground. On this version, we just work on a quick first step to escape the pocket. This drill is the Peyton Manning shuffle drill. We want to shuffle through in a 45-degree angle to keep our balance. From the waist down, knee bend, upper body, we want to be straight up. The quarterback here with the red, he could have held the football a little bit higher. And what you couldn't see on this drill is that I was holding up my fingers to make the quarterbacks also give a visual key for them, so they have not to just perform the drill, but also to really see what's happening downfield, because that's what I want my quarterbacks to do. They should do all the movements naturally, but still reading the coverage, knowing what's going on. On this next drill, I call it a shovel drill. I just want basically the same movements that we did at a square drill, just in a different variation. I want my QB to take a first quick step laterally, keep his eyes down the field, maintain a good football quarterback position, move up a little bit, and then take the same step into the opposite direction. The quarterback here in the blue is very new to that position. He keeps the football way too close to his body, and his movements are not smooth yet, but he's getting there. So in this drill, you can actually see how I lift my fingers to give the quarterback a visual. So he has to yell out the numbers. What I also do is I ask questions while they perform these footwork drills. Questions about certain coverages. What is the first read in that progression? I want my quarterbacks to be able to think without thinking. What I mean by that is, while they are doing their performance, their drills, what they should do in their gameplay, they should not slow down because they think something's happening. Something maybe happens that they did not expect, so that should not slow them down, and this is what this drill is for. I call this drill Fire 8. I got it from the Mark Sanchez workout videos. So I again show the QB directions where he should go through, but I want him to keep his base and work through these cones by flipping his hip. He always should maintain a good base position, have his eyes downfield like in the other footwork drills. This is a great example of maintaining a very wide base and finishing a drill with a throw. This quarterback here has really quick feet, and I like how fast he moves through these cones. In that variation, I let the drill run very long because I really wanted to work on his endurance and maintaining his position even if he gets tired. This drill is what I call the star drill. I want the QB always to go back to the middle of that square and flip his hips as fast as possible. Keep his eyes downfield. This is a very important drill for changing the direction. Let's say the first read is on the one side and then the second read is on the other side. This is what this drill is good for. On this drill, I want to teach the quarterback how it feels like to have a wide base and maybe also have to throw the football if there is somebody on the floor, something that distracts him. These are some back drills where we just practice a quick step, shuffle through the backs, keep your eyes down the field, and then finish with a throw.
All right.
These next couple of drills are reaction drills in the pocket. I just have some guys that throw backs at the quarterback while he has to maintain his quarterback position, keeps his eyes down the field, and in the best case scenario also has a receiver right there that lifts his arms at some point so he can throw. The different scenarios right there were different situations that I had, but I used every tool that I could find, like this gymnastic ball or here this tennis balls, and quarterback's job is really maintain as much as possible in this football position and keep your eyes down the field. I call this drill the roller coaster drill. I set it up differently and I simulate here a defender that maybe changes directions while he is engaged into the block, and it should teach the quarterback how to escape. Also, like when a hand is reaching out, how to protect the football from the defender. This drill is what I call the progression drill. On every deep passing concept, I have a rhythm route, and that to me means that this is a route that the QB can throw after his third step in the pocket, like a deep out route from the number 1 receiver or a bender route from number 2 receiver or from a slot receiver. So if this route is not open, he goes to the second read. If that is not open, he goes to the third read. So on his first rep, he's gonna do a rhythm drop back, simulates the throw, goes to the next cone, does the same thing again. I just want to get as much reps as possible for his footwork. He takes 3 steps, throws the vertical. This is a 4 vertical concept. So his first read is the bender from the slot receiver. If it's open, he's gonna hit it right away. Now in this situation, the bender is not open, so we go to the vertical route on the other side. 1, 2, 3, it's not there. There's no space in the area. He goes to the next read. The third progression in that particular concept is the swing route. So number 1 is not there. He sees there's no space for the bender. He goes to the vertical. He doesn't like it. He could stay a little bit longer on the second read to really confirm. He goes a little bit quick to the rush route here to the number 3, which is a swing route. So if nothing is open, then he takes off, but maybe finds somebody late over the middle. The next couple of drills are some throwing drills that we do on a regular basis. First, we're going to start with the grip. Important to me is that the pinky is below the middle of the football and that the other fingers are spread out as much as possible. The index finger should be far away, the middle finger close to the middle of the football, and the ring finger directly on the white leashes. So of course that can differ from QB to QB, but this is a good grip to me. Of course, there should be no touch from the football to the palms. There should be a little bit air underneath and a lot of strength on the fingertips. On this drill, I focus on extension of the arm. This is why we just have this little motion, but the key point is extension of the arm. On the next one, I want to teach my quarterback to use his elbow by breaking the glass in front of him and still work on the extension of his throwing arm and then a proper follow through. The next drill is just warm up for the hip rotation. You just want to have a good solid knee bend, opening up, and then have a good follow through. Here's a back shot, and where you can see that the elbow breaks at the right point. He throws over the top, has a good release, and the left arm clears the way. Here are just some variations. We have the quarterback turn all the way, throw it. Here is his right leg in front, because we do all these drills to warm up the hips, to warm up the rotation of the body, but also teach him to throw out of position that might be not a proper football position. Now we switch it up with the left leg. Also, this is a good exercise for throwing out of the run, and again, nice follow through, good mechanics here from this QB. This is just a regular throw. I want a short step throw. Nice and easy, has a good L position on the throw. The next couple of drills are some quick pass drills. First, we're going to start with a quick release drill where I toss multiple footballs to the quarterback and he has to throw them as fast as possible to different targets in front of him while maintaining a good base, still trying to have a good throwing motion, which the QB does not have here. he has no follow through, so I should give him more time to throw it, but I really want to stress him and work on his accuracy during stressful situations. Here we have the same thing. The quarterback has to set his feet as fast as possible, get the ball out of his hand as fast as possible. I could have stressed it here a little bit more, but I wanted to let him finish his throwing motion first. That is a very good drill to keep the quarterback just getting repetitions, and of course the coach can, here in that situation, turn up the pace at any different time. On this one, we teach a quick pass footwork. So what we wanted our quarterback to do is move his right leg and then the left leg. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Get the hands out of his football quick. Flip his hips. Get rid of the football as fast as possible. Right, left, and throw. Nice follow through on this rep. Right, left, and throw. As quick as possible for bubbles, hitches, quick slants, quick screens. This is what this drill is for. Now on the next drill, our quarterback looks to the right side first, realizes that the quick throw is not there, now flips his hips and throws it to the other side. That could be, we have a quick screen on the one side, but a deep hitch on the other side. That could be the timing of the footwork right there. Right, left, and throw. Right, left, and throw. Now we will go over some plays and game situations. So the first concept is a deep out to the single receiver on the right and a dig swirl combination on the left. So on the first rep, you see the quarterback taking 3 steps, a rhythm drop back, and delivering a nice throw to the receiver on the left who has the deep out. He could lead him a little bit more, but the rhythm drop back was great. So on this rep, the quarterback takes 1 more hitch step to throws it and is a little late, but based on what he sees, I understand why he took a step there. Sometimes all it takes is just a little extra step, and of course in a perfect world he should not do it, but in a perfect world it's like everything we drew up, everything we practice is going to work exactly as we think, and of course if that happened it's great, but sometimes it takes a little extra step to make that adjustment so it works. This is why I teach not a big hitch step, but little smaller steps, foot fire steps, so the QB is ready to extend a play even a split second that needs it to be successful. On this rep, the quarterback takes again a rhythm drop back, which is 3 steps. If he sees caution to the DB, he's going to throw the out, which he does in that situation. Delivers a good ball, receiver makes a good catch, first down. Now we come back to the shallow cross concept from the beginning with the progression drills that we had, but show some game tapes. So on the first rep, the quarterback takes a rhythm drop back, but understanding that he can take an extra step on the concept, but hits the first read perfectly for a gain of a couple of yards. So on the second rep, the quarterback takes an extra step to go through the next progression. So this is why I teach smaller steps, pocket movement, so he stays calm in the pocket for a good completion. On the third step, or on the third rep, he hits the crosser at the sit route again, which is the second guy in his progression. He takes a drop back, 1, 2, 3. His first rep is not really there, so he hits number 2 over the middle for a very important completion for us on that game.